When he's in, they'll be underway for the second classic. Marju 6-4 favourite, Mystiko 13-2, Desert Sun 7-1. Over to you, Roy.
Thanks, John. All in and all out in the 2,000 guineas. Desert Sun slowly away. He's last. And the first leader is the only grey Mystiko. Mystiko from Mujazif. Then on the outside, Vernico for Ireland. Right in the bunch is Bog Trotter. Also generous. Just in behind those leaders comes the unbeaten favourite Marju. Up on the outside, Shalfa. They've gone a furlong and a half already. And there's a furious pace up front, and it's being taken up now by Bog Trotter on the outside. Bog Trotter from Vernico for Ireland. Then generous. On the near side is Mystiko. And after these comes Hokusai making ground. They've covered 2.5 furlongs now, 2 groups more or less. Mystiko on the near side with Hokusai just in after those Junk Bond. Out towards the outside of the overall leader still Bog Trotter from Mujazif. And then after those, Vernico and Flying Grave coming down halfway in the 2,000 guineas over to the grandstand, and Hugh Graham.
And Will is at work on Marju, in behind Bog Trotter, who leads on the left of the picture. Coming with a run, Flying Brave on the extreme left, and also not that far away is Ganges, and also Mukadam is not that far off the pace either. Mystiko sneaks through next to the rails, whilst our eyes down the centre of the track, and they come down to the 2, and it's Mystiko the rails, Bog Trotter in the centre of the track. Coming with a run is Mukadam, and Marju's pulled to the wide outside. Lysius with a run, difficult to see Marju winning from there. Furlong and a half to go, Mystiko the rail, and he's stolen it, Mystiko to home. Here comes Lysius with the noseband, and then Shalford in the light blue. Off the pace, Ganges starts to pick up. Marju is booked. They're inside the final furlong now, and it's Mystiko and Lysius down the centre of the track, and it's Mystiko the rail, Lysius with the noseband, and as they drive to the line, Lysius and Mystiko and Lysius at the line. A photo, Mystiko beats Lysius in a photo. A big gap to Ganges, generous, Mukadam, Flying Brave, and then Hokusai, and the last 3 to pass the post, Bog Trotter, Mukadam, and last of all was Junk Bond. And so the outcome of this general accident, 2,000 guineas, it's gone to a photo, but for me, for my money, Mystiko has got there. Mystiko in the colours of Dowager Lady Beaverbrook, trained here at Newmarket by Clive Britton. You heard a very confident Michael Roberts before the race, and that acceleration was needed because he beat a good horse on the line in Lysius, the man of Steve Cawthon, owned by Sheikh Mohammed and trained in France by André Fabre. The third horse home is the other French runner, number 4, Ganges. But there you are, Frankie Dettori congratulating Michael Roberts, who takes this race. He takes the general accident 2,000 guineas. A determined ride on Mystiko, drawn 5, got to the rail, but it was a great run, a very great run indeed from this son of Secreto, who's bred at the Kingston Park Studding Corporation, and this one ridden by Michael Roberts. Group 2 placed, a winner of the free handicap, but in this class his acceleration was vital, needed, and it shown. Disappointment was Marju.
Michael Roberts said that Mystiko reminded him of Toto. He hasn't ridden him like he used to ride in Toto. He's been up in front very nearly all the way. Bog Trotter and Lester Piggott, who shared the lead, have dropped out now. So now the question is, can Mystiko quicken? He certainly can, but so can Lysius.
And they've had a real battle, these two. Michael Roberts had the rail to help him in the free handicap. He's got the rail this side today. Really top-class jockey. And I'm not certain that at some stage Lysius didn't actually just get his head in front. Steve's given him a really good ride, got his head in front. Well, I wouldn't mind betting that at this stage he was marginally in front. But as they met that rising ground again, it was Mystiko and Michael Roberts. Look, he really lengthened his stride again, this horse. They told us beforehand how well he's been going, and he proved them correct. There's an awful long way back to the third horse.
Yes, can you believe that a race that's so open, that a race with so many with a chance, would turn out just to be a 2-horse race, a virtual match in the end? Mystiko over with the rails, with the advantage of the rails. Steve Cawthon has no such advantage, absolutely out on his own on Lysius out here. Willie Carson has gone heaven knows where on the favourite Marju. He's dropped out long ago. So the two principals fight it out head to head, and I think, no, I don't really agree with you, John. I think Mystiko just always had his nose in front.
And Mystiko is returned the 13-2 clear second favourite. 13-2. Mystiko was an 8-1 chance in the officer this morning and an 8-1 chance on the course. And he wins the races, Mystiko. and Ganges is third. So the full result is Mystiko, 30-2 second favourite, beats Lycius, a 16-1 chance, with Ganges third, also returned at 16-1. They sent Marju off, the 6-4 favourite, Mystiko, the third free handicap winner, to go on and win the 2,000 guineas.
Michael Roberts' first English Classic winner. Let's hear the applause. A tremendously popular win this will be for the Dowager Lady Beaverbrook, who has for many years been a faithful supporter of British racing. She's a really sporting owner of the best conceivable type. And as for Clive Britton, well, I don't need to stress his popularity. Ever since he was a hard-working lad for Noel Merlis, he's ploughed his own furrow as a trainer, giving owners absolute